You start looking at the views and you get
We got a fun-filled show tonight.
I met a boy today.
It's your boy, Coach Korea, the General. 860 Army.
She loving my style every time I'm.
You ain't need more money, Tito. You could have just invited 6 or 8 you down to Nationals.
I'm around.
When certain people don't get their way or they feel slighted, they feel like they have a right to call us and voice their opinion. You don't.
The hood, we locked the
Clear. I've never removed a staff to allow a staff to move up.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Now everybody's a personal trainer. We know who the originals are, but now if you look, you can find them in every town.
What up?
What's going on, Playboy? Back for day 2.
Running around rushing. Back for day 2. No more
Back
double
for day
headers.
Yeah, y'all ain't getting no more double dippers in 2026.
Yeah, no more.
No more double headers.
No more, bro. No more. Oh, let me share.
I am too.
How everybody doing out there?
Give them a second. We about to be on. We're going to hit you.
Turn on the comments.
Rocking lately.
They been memeing me, bro. I ain't do nothing crazy last night. I've been getting memed like I did.
But that was one out of the 5 years we've been doing this. That was one for the ages. Thanks for Hunt to coming on. Thanks for James Hunt coming on. Thanks for the OG Beefy Cousins coming on. They added some entertainment to our platform.
I'm done with the soda, bro. People been getting
how
on me.
much sugar is that? That's not a zero sugar. You might as well have drunk a soda. That's the 60 grams of sugar, dog.
60 grams of sugar. You wildin'. It's 20. Cut it out. No, hey Shatia, we good tonight. No, Corey, what up, man? Hey, hello, man. He ready for Saturday? Saturday, right? Sunday. Saturday. I think Saturday. He ready for Saturday? Laser. So, we do have a live guest tonight. But we're going to have a conversation prior to bringing on the live guest. Schenectady Belmont is in the building. You guys are in the regional championship in Eastern Mass.
Billy Kent? That's Billy Kent?
No. Kawan Wiggins.
Oh, yeah, he with them guys. What up, good brother? Peace to the God, AJ.
Hey.
Peace to the God.
Nicole says Superman ready, baby.
Oh, no, he's a dog.
I know, 4 teams in the regional, bro. I saw that. Was dope. High school gate. Oh, God. Shatia. So, Tito.
What's going on, baby?
You got it all out?
A couple more. I'm late. Lucas was over here throwing me off my square. Hold on. I'm about to catch up right now, Cuddy. Give me a second. You do all the Pop Warner ones, right?
Huh? Yeah.
I said you do all the Pop Warner ones, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm hitting all the ones I mess with, like the Lynn chat, the E-Mass chat, the AYF.
And our first topic is good. I think it's good for everybody out there to listen. We're gonna speak something real to y'all. And it was based on a conversation I had with a mom who gave me some real insight that I never thought about before. And here it was, you know. Here's the first question of the day. You ready? It said, it's not even a question. I was told that early youth football fame and success can hurt a child in the long run. Now, before we do it, I'm going to say everybody want their kid to have the fame, the success, the 20,000 likes, the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade offers and all of that. Even if the offers are real, these parents today, y'all want that. I'm gonna give you another side of that coin from somebody that been through this, going through this, went through this, gave me some knowledge. The problem is, Tito, and I'm gonna say it like this. If in the 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, Tito, I'm at Alabama under Saban, I take a liking to Tito career. I make an offer to you. To join the University of Alabama, Tito. I'm genuinely interested in the 6th grade, in the 7th grade, and the 8th grade. I make the offer, Tito. And you're going through high school being very, very talented. I made that offer to you in 2000, Tito, when you were in the 6th grade. I followed you in the 7th grade in 2001. In 2002, I followed you in the 8th grade. Now you got 4 years of high school, Tito. Let's say you have a good career. But in 2 years into your high school career, I get fired or I take a head coach job in D3 city. Your offer, Tito, because you got success so early, it left with me. I'm the one that made you that offer. Nick Saban wasn't looking at you. The running back coach was giving you an offer. I was bringing you in to play running back for me. Doesn't mean Nick Saban wouldn't know about you. But I made the offer. Your offer walked out that building with me. Or a new head coach come and he wipes it out. Your offer left with the new job. In today's environment, Tito, 6 years, 7 years,
a lifetime.
5 years is a lifetime.
A lifetime.
The early success of these children getting 30, 40, 50,000 likes all over YouTube, all over the internet, running everywhere, doing everything. Everybody knows about you. Everybody watches you. I don't care about the pressure. I'm talking about the fact that things don't play out the way they do. Now, if I have my choice, looking at today's environment after having these conversations with somebody that I know really been through this, Tito, I'd rather get my success from sophomore going into junior year. That's when people follow me. Or even in the senior now with the transfer portal. Because when you make me an offer, it's real and you can act on it. Go ahead.
Well, it's real as of your junior year. Anybody could get offered up until your junior year. But when you're a junior in high school, that offer now becomes somewhat reality if you stay on the trajectory. You know what I mean? The other issue with getting the offer early is if you don't project size-wise, and I know people don't like hearing this, but this is the truth. If you don't hit the matrix and project size-wise, let's say you're an early shooter. You were bigger than everybody, 12, 13, 14, 15, even 16. Like a lot of kids don't get their spurt till 16. You know, if you fall short of the metrics, that offer may get withdrawn. So earlier is not better. Getting it later becomes reality. So I do believe that because I seen that happen with my own son, you know, where he was struggling his freshman and sophomore year. And then between his sophomore and junior year, he shot up from 6'2", 6'3" to 6'6", dropped 40, 50 pounds, was 260, 270. Now the whole ball game changed in the next 12 months and from that situation.
So right, but I'm still in a way talking about, you're right, everything you said. I have no disputes. I'm still talking about the other side of the landscape changing so quickly.
Oh no, that too. Well, it's
when I make you the offer as a freshman, because
it's a transient game. It's a transient game. Right?
If I get a new job,
the coaches in college football, you have to produce. So you may not be there 5 or 6 years. Right. You get what I'm saying? You may not be there. And if you're a young coach on the rise, let's say you're at let's use UConn, for instance, and you're a hot coach at UConn. How long do you think the hot coach is staying at UConn?
Yeah,
You
not
know,
long.
even Mora in his 60s, right? He's turned UConn completely around. They're like a decent
yeah.
program again.
Yep.
They're decent. How long do you think Mora's going to be there? He's
Well,
on to the next job. I bet you after this season, he's on to the
getting
next.
offers right now.
Right. He's going to get back into one of the Power Fives. Who wants to bet? Former NFL coach, was a Power Five coach at multiple stops. How much? And he only been here, what? This is third year? And he's going to be gone after this in this offseason. I'm almost sure he lands one of the big jobs, one of those jobs that's out there. Or what's out there? Auburn's out there. He's going to land one of those big jobs because he's going to be in that second wave of big names. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the Saban sweepstakes, wherever Saban or Urban Meyer, sounds like both of them may be back in the picture in 2026. He's going to be in the next wave of names that's getting them big jobs.
So the problem. So let's take your example. If B. Mora, I mean, if Mora offered you a job, not a job, but offer as a freshman.
Yeah, that's not a good offer for you.
Right around in 2 years. If he walks out the door today and you was like, "Yo, I'm going to UConn,"
there goes your offer.
That offer's gone.
Gone. Nobody knows about it. Nobody knows about it.
Nope.
Nobody knows about it.
Nope.
That's there.
Now,
I mean, we know about it.
Right.
We know about it. But the new regime coming in is going to put out their own offers. It may not be the one that you had.
Now, you better hope that it's so late in the process that you sneak through. I think a lot of that happened with Bill Belichick in North Carolina. They kept saying he took in a recruiting class that he did not recruit. Because of the time frame in which he got the job that first year, that wave was already incoming, kind of, and made offers and signed offers before he was able to really look at the landscape. So he's actually kind of playing with someone else's decisions. And so that's what I think he's getting a little buffer personally from. But everybody don't get that buffer, Gito. Everybody won't get that buffer or get that opportunity, right? And so I'm just saying, if I had it my way, I'd want to flourish, peak, and have everybody talking about me later rather than 7th, 8th, and 9th, personally. Because after having an extensive conversation with somebody that went through it, it never dawned on me that that puts a different type of, one, we know the pressure, but the landscape shifts so much at that point that really it end up being nobody knows about you in your junior year. Because all the people you had connections with that wanted you as your 7th and 8th grade year, and everybody you the hot shit, and you could go to all these college camps at 7th and 8th grade and get noticed, those pieces all shifted around. They're not even thinking about that no more.
Coach V, that's what we're saying. It's better for you to break out in your junior or senior year in the current state of what's going on with NAILs and the portal. You almost want to break out your senior year so you have a chance to cash in on the offer. Because if it happens early, the landscape changes so quickly, the offer goes out the window with the staff that leaves. That's what we're saying. It's better to break out later than earlier. To have your breakout year, your juniors and senior year.
That was my next point, Justin, so I'm glad you said that. I agree with you. If you're good enough, maybe when that coach leaves, he wants to bring you to the new college. That's not everybody, bro. Right now, we're already talking about a sport in which what? 1% of kids will play top colleges in the nation.
Division 1, 1%. It might not even be that.
And of that percentage, now, this guy that went and got a new job halfway across the country that made an offer to an 8th grader who's now going into his senior year, does he look back and take that kid? What percentage of coaches do that? I would guarantee that percentage dropped excessively, and the percentage is already low. You know what I'm saying? I do want to reiterate, we got a live guest coming on soon in about 5 minutes. Coaches, I'm not saying coaches don't follow kids, Randolph. Of course they follow kids. That's part of the recruiting process. What I'm saying is, kids that get all them early offers, what happens is a lot of that stuff goes out the window. So, Randolph, if I'm at Georgia, I make an offer to your son right now. I want Blaze. I give Blaze an offer. I'm rocking with you. I'm rocking with Blaze. We talking every couple months. I'm keeping in tune. Blaze in the 8th grade. By 11th grade, I get a job at Penn State. I may want to bring Blaze to Penn State. Cool. But that Georgia offer walked out the door. Because I was the one tapped in with him. I was the one dealing with you. I was the one. So now, when I go there, I'm not saying you don't have an opportunity. I'm saying offers go out the door with coaches. Very much so. A coach told me offers go out the door with a coach depending on the working relationship of the coach and that family. So that's all I was saying.
My man Stevie Oliver, you hit it right on the head. We didn't want to go down that route, but you hit it right on the head right there. Good brother.
Right. Yeah.
You hit it right on the head.
Right. Right. That's what I'm saying. You deal with the relationships, not the school. And so, since you're dealing with people with relationships break up. Relationships split. And when them in the school split, you're more aligned with the coach than you are with the school. The school's on to the next. The school is a business. The coach is building relationships, right? Because he got a future. He wants something more. He wants to do something. Wait. Hey, T, don't do that, T. Y'all want the spicy stuff.
I see it.
Everybody up eat for the spicy stuff.
They want we're a community that loves the bullshit, like straight up. We talking real shit, but everybody want to get the part 2. Part 2's coming. Part 2's coming. Y'all got to rock with us for a little while. It's coming. Trust me, it's coming.
We're trying to give y'all some gems.
And I got an explosive forwarded email from somebody in CMAS that I just received while we've been on. Been on the podcast.
Wow. Want to hear that?
I don't know. I'm gonna let homie do his thing. I don't, we will talk about it after. We're gonna hear what he says, and then I'll read what I just got as we started the podcast from somebody on the CMAS board.
So listen, all I'm saying is to the parents out there, to the youth out there, to everybody out there, if you have early success, I'm not knocking it. What I'm saying is be careful about you having that early success, and I'm talking major success, not everybody in your hood know you can run the ball. Be careful about having that early success and thinking that that'll sustain itself over the course of 6 years. It may not, because it becomes very difficult when people are taking different jobs and they're trying to move up above themselves and things like that. I'm gonna show Justin's. He said the most important thing is to keep those grades, stay out of trouble. If a school is your goal, you will find a way with or without sports. That's how you have to approach it. Because
that's a fact.
At the end of the day, your dream may be Bama. Phil could have offered you from Bama and everything, but if Phil get an opportunity at Cal, and he's taking Cal for his family, your offer may go out of Alabama when Phil left. Now the question becomes, do you love Alabama so much that you got good grades, you got a good education, and you're still going to take it? Or are you going to give up on your dream of going to Alabama because that offer walked? Those are the type of things that I think that I'm trying to. I think it's important that we feed the people with stuff like that, because I just had this conversation with someone who's going through this, and I think these are gems that nobody's telling nobody. Right? We are on the internet for the videos and stuff. There's somebody out there that needs to say, hey, when you start getting your 50,000 likes, when everybody start putting you and bringing you to all of these clinics, when you do all of that, I'm going to tell you right now, be conscious that that landscape might shift in 2 years and then shift again in 2 years. So by the time you go from 6th, 7th grade to being well known, all the new head coaches may not even be in the place where you was that you went to their camp. So you might have paid $5,000 to go down to the Alabama camp and put on, and coaches gonna know who you are, but the Alabama coaches may not be there when you get there.
Jojo, hold on. I want to answer a couple questions I've seen. Jojo, just like everybody else, I couldn't believe the stuff I was hearing last night. So that's what the faces was about. Like everybody else, I was amused, and I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. And then Vidal had a good question. Do you redshirt in high school, or do you redshirt in college, or do you take the reclass in high school? Honestly, at this point, with the way things are in the new landscape, I would take the 2 free years of JUCO and see where the chips fall. The 2 years of JUCO without it going against your 4-year eligibility, and see where the chips fall. Because what I do know about the college landscape currently with the NAILs and the transfer portal and everything else, a lot of these guys ain't touching the field till they're 21 or 22. So what's the rush? If you're a young high schooler, play your 4 years of high school, take the 2 years at JUCO at no cost to your eligibility. And when you re-enter the process after the 2nd year of JUCO, what you get for free, without hurting your eligibility. Of course, if you don't get a scholarship, it's not free. But there are JUCOs that give full rides. See where the chips land after the 2nd year of JUCO. You know, when you're now 19, 20, a little more developed, more mature, you got some experience playing with older dudes, and see where the recruiting process is at that point for you. I wouldn't waste the money on reclassing in high school or even redshirting in college, where you're going to be in college watching dudes play and you got to, you're not engaged. I would take the 2 free years of JUCO. That would be my suggestion.
Vidal said his son will graduate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He would benefit. He would benefit from taking the 2 free years of JUCO. If he's highly recruited, there's people that will give him, throw money at him. I know the biggest mistake I made with my oldest son, and I've told you this, I jumped at the first big offer that came at us. We could have got a free post-grad year, one of the big post-grads here in New England, because he met all the metrics, and I was thinking the wrong way. I was young, first time through the process, thinking the wrong way. I should have been patient, took the extra year of development, even though he would have been 20 now as a freshman. There would have been no rush. Okay, so you're 20 as a freshman, so now you be 20, 21, 22. You graduate at 23, things may look different at 23. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no rush. At the end of the day, you got a short window to play football. Not everybody's going to the NFL. The key to it is getting college paid for.
A player doesn't control if they redshirt college.
The coaches do, right? The coaches do. They could suggest it. You can't take it.
In my opinion, if you're not nice, you're not seeing the field in JUCO. Them JUCO boys don't got the grades, but they can definitely
play right. And that's a slippery slope too, because even at the JUCOs, they're still going to grab 21, 22-year-olds too. You know what I'm saying? And JUCOs are filled with older kids because those are the second chance cats. You know what I'm saying?
Last Chance U, wasn't that a JUCO?
Yeah. And they had a bunch of older dudes.
They had a bunch of D1 college dudes.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And they were older. Yeah. And they were older.
They had D1 college dudes that was basically Not playing. But Tito, most people on here not listening to us. Most people on here want to have a conversation. Most people want to hear what the Worcester coach has to say.
Well, the head coach. Last night was one of his assistants. I don't even know if he was an assistant. I'm sure the gentleman coming on now is going to clarify all that. What I'm going to ask folks is let the man speak his piece, and let's not get crazy when we got to start looking at the comments. Let him speak his piece, and then we could Q&A him at the end. If everybody could agree to that, I think this will go a lot better.
Hey, Coach Jackson, are you on?
Yeah, what's going on?
Can you turn on your camera, brother?
No, I'm straight. I'm here to be heard, not be seen. So what's going on, fellas? Hey, Tito, what's going on, my guy?
What's going on, Playboy?
Chilling. So what's on this email you got for me?
We're gonna let y'all speak your piece first, and then I'll read what I received.
So I got questions, Coach Jackson.
Go ahead.
First question that I asked the coach last night. Did you guys have high school players that played high school football, JV, freshman or varsity, and youth football?
Yes, we have players that played JV football and youth football.
Were y'all told that was not possible in order to compete at nationals?
No, we were not.
So you had no idea that you would be ineligible for nationals?
No, I did not.
Did the upper management and the Worcester Cowboys know about? Worcester Vikings know about the rule, or you don't know?
No, we were informed at Central Mass meetings that JV football is fine. It's just varsity snaps. Nobody could take any varsity snaps.
So at your Central Mass meeting, they told you that this was legal.
At our Central Mass meeting, we were told that this is our interpretation of the rule, and that was relayed to National AYF. And we've been operating under that for years at this point.
I did know about that, and I did see that email. I didn't see National respond, but I do know that email went down to Nationals because I saw it with my own eyes. All right. When did you find out for the first time y'all were operating illegally? Not you, that y'all was operating outside of what National considered a legal way.
That'll probably be Monday, this Monday.
When they were trying to strip your team is when you found out?
Correct.
And your league president didn't, because I'm gonna tell you why. Last night, and I'm not at AYF, but last night there was brothers on that stated that you personally, but your league, meaning association presidents, received the rule book and was present when it was said there was a new rule this year that you could not have high school kids playing youth football. Have you spoken to your administration to see if that meeting took place?
No, that didn't. I don't believe that happened. With the Central Mass meetings that I went to, we were told that you just can't play varsity football.
So JV freshman, okay, you just can't play varsity football.
Correct.
What was stated to you when you guys were removed from playoff?
That we were removed from playoffs.
That was it?
I mean, pretty much. I mean, there's an email, from a response, but that's pretty much it. That we're removed from playoffs. Yeah.
So, do you think that as the head coach of the team, that you're somewhat responsible for what happened because you didn't personally yourself read the rule book?
Do I feel like as the head coach? I feel like
do you think you should have read that rule book to have known so you didn't have to rely on anybody else? Could have done it yourself?
Hold on, Phil. I think you're missing something. This is not about people not reading the rule book. As I said earlier, Central Mass had a different interpretation of the rule. So it's not that we didn't read the rule book or nobody has any understanding of the rule book and that can see that in black and white. Central Mass has its own interpretation of the rule and informed us that that was relayed to National AYF.
All right. So I want to clarify something because Craig was on last night. There weren't two interpretations of the same rule. What happened was Central Mass and their bylaw says we're going to allow you to do this. National AYF and their bylaws say you are not allowed to do this. I think the discrepancy is maybe, I think this is what you're saying, Central Mass, even though the rules conflicted, said we've gotten the okay for our rule to be approved at Nationals. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of said it the way I said it, like I like exactly how it happened. That's how we were told that the situation was, and that we were operating under that idea of the situation. So I'm not going to sit here and put it into different words because that's exactly how it was relayed to us.
But all right, well, not you, but whoever told you that is blatantly lying, though, because there is no second interpretation of kids cannot play no football in high school and have dual participation. National AYF rule says you cannot have dual participation. So there is no way to interpret that differently. And so that's why I was asking you, do you think that you wish that you had read that rule yourself and was like, you know what, let me go read this shit because I just want to know. Like if it,
all right, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off because you're making this about an ignorant and a lack of reading the rule book, and that's not what happened. I told you that Central Mass informed us of their interpretation of the rule. It's not for lack of reading the rule or not seeing it in black and white. We were informed by Central Mass at Central Mass meetings that they have their interpretation of the rule, and they forwarded that, and National AYF is aware of that. That's their interpretation of the rule. So now where am I going to go against that? What reason do I have to go against that when in the past that's how it was operating and everything was fine? So why would I go around that and assume that we're doing something wrong when this has been relayed to us in meetings by Central Mass and been how Central Mass has been operating for years without much of a problem? So this is not about ignorance and not knowing the rules. And not
I didn't say the word ignorant. I didn't call you.
No, you did.
Ignorant.
You know, you didn't say it, but you're implying it by keep saying.
I'm
like,
not. I don't have to imply, brother. Like you.
And you said. And you said. And you said. Did you wish? You said no. Your exact words were.
Ignorant is the brother. Let me speak.
You said. Did you wish you read the rule book? Nah, fam. Nah, stop. You said. Did you wish you read the rule book? And I'm trying to. You said that for the second time.
And I'm saying is I read it. I get to ask the question the way I want. I'm allowing you to answer it, right? But I don't want you to sit up here and say I'm putting word. I'm calling you something. I'm asking you a question. And so here's another question. Did you ever read the national AYF rule on this situation? Did you ever read it yourself?
Yes.
And what did you understand? Forget about what Central Mass said. What did you understand when you read the AYF national rule? What did you understand it to mean?
I understand it to mean that they don't like that. And that's not what's supposed to be allowed. And then we're told by Central Mass something completely different.
So you read that rule and then you brought it to your league who said, no, don't worry about that rule. You're all set. We confirmed it with them. That's what you're saying. What
do you mean by brought it to the league? I'm trying to explain to you. We were told at the meeting that this is Central Mass's interpretation of the rule. I don't know what more you're looking for people to do other than take the word of the league of Central Mass. Hold on. I'm trying to ask you a question because the order matters, right? I'm asking you, did you read the rule and then Central Mass had a meeting and say, oh, that we already talked to Nationals. Our interpretation of the rule is factual and you can proceed. Or I'm asking, did all of this happen? Then you went to the rule book yourself to read the rule and say, oh, they don't like that shit. I've read the rule book before, during, and after. We read the rule book last year. I'm trying to explain to you, man, this is how it's been going for years. So Central Mass has been sending people to Nationals that have played dual participation in high school and in youth for years down the National AYF. Bro, our 14U team last year had JV players on it. Did they go to Nationals? and they had one, and they win regionals, and they had one varsity player on there, and that varsity player got removed, but the JV players did not get removed.
Wait, did you just say a varsity player played youth football all the way up until regional?
No.
Okay, clarify that.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he got added on later on in the season. You know, later on in the high school season when things are going a certain way, whatever, and you start doing things with the roster. That's how that happened.
I want to get this clear because I don't want nobody to
I
say
think what he's trying to say that they added him before the ad dropped. He started in high school. Obviously, this team.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. That's what I'm saying at all. He was on the team. He was on the team all season playing JV football. Then got moved up to varsity later on in the season. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know what other way there is to say it.
So when he got moved to varsity, he got dropped from the youth team.
No, when he got moved up to varsity, the coaches didn't know, and then it got discovered at nationals, at regionals, and then he got dropped.
What about those JV and freshman players?
They were not dropped.
Did they go down and play at national AYF tournament?
They played in regionals.
Did they lose?
Yeah, they lost the first round of regionals.
And so I'm a put to you that's why I think nobody say nothing, because you're lost. Like I'm no disrespect, but
I completely agree with you. I
think when you lose, it's over and nobody thinks about it, right?
I agree with you 100%. So what that means to me is that everything is cool until you win.
Well, I think. Well, you said regions. I have a belief, and I don't know this to be true. If the team you played in the playoff knew that you had these kids playing high school, JV, and youth, they would have ratted on you as well. They probably didn't know. Again, this is my assumption. I don't know, but I'm saying it had you won all the way through last year. I'm assuming that the same thing would have happened. Somebody would eventually say, wait a minute, you're operating outside of this rule, bro. Come back, right? Because when you're winning, people look at you differently. People look at your team and eagle eye you. And look, people, let's be honest, bro. We in New England, when you're winning, people finding ways to get you out.
I completely agree with that.
And so you have to.
And so now we're speaking to the truth. You know what I'm saying? Now we're speaking to actually what's going on.
I've been said that. Yeah, when you're winning, people are going to find ways to take you out. So let me ask you this: what do you think should happen? Last night, your guy was like, "We should still be able to play." Knowing everything you know now, what if you could have this thing play out anyway? How would you like it to play out?
I mean, I feel the right thing to do is just have us drop those players and keep going.
And Waterbury should be out, and you should be able to play Dorchester?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I was told that your running back that played JV scored like 4 touchdowns against Waterbury. Is that true?
Oh, you mean the dude that they laughed at before the game? The dude that's 4'11", 107 pounds that they were laughing at before the game, that running back?
I don't know your team, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh no, so I'll give you some context. That's probably who they're talking about. Yeah, he ran for about 200 yards and 3 touchdowns on that team. Yes, I'm sorry, 2 touchdowns on that team. Yeah, a dude that's played, I don't know, 2 or 3 JV football games all season. Yeah.
Go ahead, Tito. You had a question?
No, I wasn't. I was gonna get ready to read what he asked me to. When he's
all right,
done.
go ahead. I'll let him finish his answer, because I did hear that that there was a kid in high school that was killing them and running all over him.
Right, I believe that was the young man's son that came on last night. I believe,
that was
right?
his son.
I think so. I don't know. He could tell you.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, not to cut you off, Tito, but I'm gonna be real with y'all. I came on here because I don't like the stuff that's being talked about with my kids. They're not cheaters. They didn't do nothing wrong. Everybody's 13 years old. I get that, you know, there's a national rule. That national rule has nothing to do with a competitive advantage. There was no competitive advantage gained by any of these kids. They won fair and square. Like, there was nothing going on. These kids didn't cheat. They worked their behinds off to get where they was at, and they did what they did. You know what I'm saying? So they have every right to be able to move on, in my opinion, and go play Dorchester, win that, and then go on to nationals.
Would you beat Dorchester or Waterbury again without those kids?
Yes.
Go ahead, Tito.
I mean, Phil, if you're powerful enough to make that happen, we would absolutely be willing to show up at any given time. If you want to do that tomorrow night, I guarantee you I could get my team there tomorrow night.
Brother,
and,
I'm be honest.
We can absolutely run that.
If I had the power to line this thing up and make it happen, I would 1,000% do it.
Yeah,
if I have to reach out to the powers
seem to
that
forget
be,
we Pop Warner guys over here. Like this is, you know,
if I had the power to do
came
this,
across our desk.
I would love to see how you compete with. I'm gonna be honest with you. I spoke with people out of Waterbury that told me, without these kids, y'all don't win. If we being real, I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
y'all don't win.
Yeah, not for nothing. I don't blame them for saying
But
that.
I didn't see the game. I don't have no knowledge of it, but I'm just telling you what I was told.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I would say that too if I lost and somebody was giving me an out.
Hey Tito, on you.
All right. Well, this was just like I said, set. You know, obviously we know a lot of people, and this ain't words from me and Phil, so don't take it out of context. I'm just gonna read it exactly. I'm going to read it exactly the way it was sent to me. Regarding the Worcester Vikings, they were win at all costs and knew that they were in violation of several AYF rules before the season began. They were being accused of recruiting violations, trying to recruit their entire Rockhopper spring football team, and providing fake leases with Worcester addresses. They picked up 2 of the top linemen and the best running back from the league. They attempted to get a 6'2" wide receiver and a couple other linemen, but brought too much attention to themselves, and Central Mass wouldn't let the last few happen. The kids they did pick up from recruiting have been the best on their team. Number 11 lives in Hudson, number 69 from Wachusett, and number 93 from Oxford. Anyone who has seen their film knows who those 3 are. Even though Central Mass called them on the fake lease for number 11, they allowed them to keep him as their waived player. They kept saying they're the same team since they were 8 years old, but they're quickly forgetting all of this. Even though the high school dual roster players is what they're done from, this cheating shit started a long time ago with them.
Damn, Tito, it sounds like y'all need to get Central Mass on here.
So
y'all need to get Central Mass on here. Is this the same? Is this the same Central Mass that's been quiet on all this other stuff? Is this the same Central Mass? Wow, that's crazy. Y'all should get Central Mass on here, man, and see what they have to say about all this stuff. Because right now you have a lot of unnamed sources and accusations, and you know,
well,
nobody's putting any names to anything.
Yesterday, I spoke with somebody out of Central Mass that asked to remain anonymous, and I mean, let me see how I say this. Not a coach, administrator in Central Mass.
Right, administrator.
That gave me the info I had yesterday. But let me show something. And this kind of conflicts some information I had. I'm going to show it. This right here, I'm going to read it to y'all. This is from Phil Hood, supposedly. This is a text picture of something Phil Hood supposedly have sent. And it says, as regional director, I believe the rule was clear. I had several conversations with other conferences that reached out with the conversations, but Central Mass was not one of them.
Yeah, that sounds like, again, Phil, you got to get Central Mass on here to answer some of these questions.
Central Mass don't want to come on, brother. Trust me. I know.
I mean,
I'm being honest.
Like we did with you guys to speak your piece. We will put it out there. If there's any administrator who was in on the decision-making process on the Worcester Vikings 13U, you are free to get the link sent to us. Just message either me or Phil. We'll get you the link to get on, and maybe somebody could bring some clarification on their side of this story. I mean, that's the only thing.
In a nutshell, Coach Jackson, I don't think we could really get down to the bottom of it. I mean, you saying y'all didn't know, and y'all were. I was told that y'all didn't cheat. I said that last night. I'll say it again. I said Phil Hood said that y'all didn't cheat. The National AYF Commissioner said y'all didn't cheat last night.
Hey Phil, can you do me a favor, man? Can you say it louder for the people in the back, man?
No,
because apparently that doesn't seem that mess. Nah, real talk, fam. Apparently that message doesn't seem to be getting through to people. That like, you know what I'm saying? When you follow instructions, you follow directions, and next thing you know, people are like, you didn't cheat. But like you just said, who said we didn't cheat?
Listen, Phil Hood, the regional director.
Okay.
And last night on the show, which we played live, the national football director said it's not that they cheated. It's that there was a confliction in what Central Mass rule is and what National AYF rule is.
Thank you.
But the other part is there's brothers in AYF New England. I think here's where I think you're trying to get to. There's brothers in AYF in New England saying 100% they know the Worcester Vikings know. Like, I think that is what.
But that's what I'm saying. Worcester Vikings knew what? That the kids were playing JV football? We did.
No, that nationally it was illegal because there was a new rule put out this year in AYF supposedly, and a meeting that took place. Now, as I'm reading this,
so wait a minute.
Hood, hold on, let me get this out because I think you'll want me to. As I read what I just got sent, Phil Hood supposedly says Central Mass was not one of the leagues that he reached out to and told them about the rule.
Okay, so that's now you understand. Now you understand my position. You know what I'm saying, fam? Like, we're being instructed that certain things are going certain ways, and now when the questions are coming around, everybody's taking a step back and taking a step off. But you have the information right in front of you, and you're delivering it. You have the emails right in front of you. You have the information laid out in front of you. You have everything says that we're not cheating. Nothing was knowingly done to go against the rules.
Well, the national rule, hold on. The national rule has always been a national rule, whether it's Pop Warner, AYF, or UIFL. You can't have dual roster players. Like that's always been a rule. That's not a new thing.
And what I'm saying is,
I don't know how it's interpreted with Central Mass, but Central Mass has been around a long time. I'm pretty sure they know you can't have dual roster participants. I get you guys are saying people been doing it. That's a whole different conversation. You know, if whoever's been getting away with it or whatever, that's a whole different conversation. But anybody that knows that's been involved in this space, you can't have dual roster participants, whether it's AYF, Pop Warner, or UIFL. Those are the three national brands that play for national championships. And neither one of the three can you have dual participation. I think that's where people are getting frustrated with this whole conversation, at least the people that follow the podcast.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I understand, you know, for the people who are outside and weren't in Central Mass meetings and all of that kind of stuff. I understand how they feel. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not here to necessarily trying to convince any of those people.
Listen, I give it to y'all brothers coming on here and you know, stating your side of it. You know, I get it, but I find it Worcester Vikings, you know, I've been around this thing a long time. The Worcester Vikings have been around. I've been in, you know, as from a player to a coach now, I've been involved on the youth football scene for 35 years total. And the Worcester Vikings were around all of those 35 years. It's hard for me to believe, and I'm not putting this on you or your staff, that nobody was aware that you can't do this, that you can't do this. And it's not within the rule structure. And I'm sure there's people within that Worcester organization. I'm not saying you guys, but you're the admin or the leaders of that organization, how they weren't aware that this could potentially lead to a serious problem. They obviously got the rest of your kids that were eligible now not moving on. Somebody knew. Somebody had to know. And I know some of the people in Central Mass had to know. So I mean,
let me ask you a question. So we knew, but we've been operating like that for years, and it hasn't come up.
That's a whole different story. Again, that's
the contradiction.
You're telling us
that's the contradiction.
We're not asking.
So you're saying that people knew, it should have known, and I'm saying it's been going on this way for years.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Coach. Could it be that you guys been operating illegally for years? Not you, not Worcester Vikings, but the league.
That's possible. You got to ask the league about that.
Right, but that wouldn't be a contradiction if that was the case. That's my point. So it's a contradiction if we knew that AYF nationally said yes, and then now they're saying no, I would agree with you. That's a contradiction. But if you guys, and look, I was told 100% what you're saying is right. You guys even sent kids down south, not you as in Worcester Vikings, your league, down to AYF National that dual participated and JV and 13U, and it had never been a problem. So I understand why, and to you guys, it's a contradiction. I think to most other people who always had to follow that rule, it's hard for them to understand that that's a contradiction when it, like Tito, who was in AYF, I don't know, 15 years ago, whatever, like it was never a contradiction to those people. So you can see why they're going to be skeptical about how is it a contradiction? You've never been able to do it.
It leads to
only your league allows it. I think that's
the
the hard part of convincing everybody else, because Central Mass is the only league that allows it.
Listen, what are we always arguing with high school coaches for here locally? Like, because we're allowed to have high school age kids that meet
they
the
gotta
age
make a choice.
criteria allowed to play down. So we've always had the other argument where the coaches ain't messing with us, we not messing with them because certain kids stay down. But under no circumstances are they playing high school and youth at the same time. That's where we're all confused, because you've never been allowed to do it. Never, not a little bit. You've never been allowed to do it.
I have one more question for you, brother.
We're having an issue with understanding is how was Central Mass allowed to get away with this? The thing is, after this conversation now, because it is, I am going to call the commissioner, who's a friend of mine, and ask him how the hell this thing happened. Because now I'm curious to know how it happened. And then you guys are saying it's been happening, which that's not what we were looking for, but that's a real issue if this has been going on. And how long has it been going on?
I have a question, one more last question. Coach Jackson. So do you think, I know you saying you guys thought it was fair, you played within the rules, but don't you think it's somewhat unfair for a Waterbury or a Springfield or even a Dorchester who could have took a JV kid that's 13 and allowed them to play with them?
They did.
And who did?
They did.
Who is they?
Waterbury got high school kids on their team.
Do they play high school?
Yeah. But guess what, Phil?
Wait. No, wait.
I don't care. I really don't care. I'm not even trying to get into. I'll be honest. I'm not even trying to get into all of that. Because at the end of the day, Phil,
hold on. You're saying? Are you talking about the Waterbury team you beat already?
I'm not trying to get juicy with it. It's not even that.
No. You can't make
other teams do that stuff. I don't care. I really don't care. I really don't care.
So why? If I'm you, let's be honest. I'm not allowing a team that played me with JV and freshman kids to complain about I'm playing with JV and freshman kids. Why would you hold that information in?
Because at the end of the day, it's not going to matter.
Wait, you don't think that if they found out another team had the same thing you had?
Somebody's got to find out, and somebody's got to put all the information together and take the documents and do all of this. That's what I'm saying, man. The game is on Saturday,
but you saying you know, right? You saying you think or you know, and it's for somebody else to do the information.
I'm saying I know.
Okay, I can't deny what you're saying, bro. I'm just,
what I'm saying to you is I don't care.
But for your kids, you should. Right? Like, let's be honest. If that's the case,
so
maybe y'all should replay the game without those high school kids on both sides.
So hold on. Let me ask you a question, Phil.
Yep.
So let's say I go and I provide all the documents and do all of that, and then Waterbury gets shut down. Are we going?
Maybe not.
No, there's not. Maybe not, Phil. We ain't going.
Right.
So what's the point of doing that? It's not going to benefit me. It's not going to put our team in the position that it should be in. So what's the point of doing that?
I'm gonna tell you why. When you hold everybody to the standard, whoever comes out of that operated solely above the standard, whatever that standard is, then so be it, right? But allowing somebody to operate outside the standard.
I just got clarification on that from somebody within over there. So according to what I just heard, you got the email. The Central Mass has been operating this way since 2023, and Phil Hood knew about it. Period. End of story. They knew that Central Mass has been operating this way since 2023. So according to what I just heard, They were in compliance with Central Mass. They're not in compliance with the national rule structure. From what I'm hearing is the region, right? The region never clarified to Central Mass that they weren't supposed to be doing it. And they've known this since 2023.
Thank you.
No, but National AYF never responded to the email and said it was okay. It was asked, yo, I will say that.
Okay,
so do this.
So Phil, let me ask you a question, man. Like, those are things for you to ask somebody else. Like, I'm trying to, like, how am I supposed to know that? What does that have to do with me and our team? So you're talking about emails that I'm not a part of.
Right.
2023 that I'm not a part of.
It's happening way above you, which is
thank you.
Right?
So Phil, that's exactly my point. And that's the point that I came on here to make, that this stuff is
happening. I don't
happening
think nobody called
way above us.
Your team, your kids cheating. I think people, like I said on the podcast, if you tell kids that they can do it, they're going to do it. If the kid was told, no, I can't play, and then changed his birthday and forged something, that's different, right? That's not what's being claimed, though. The claim is, which I said, he said it last night, nobody cheated. Two teams operated with conflicting rules. And since it's national now, you can't play in national. Like, do you at least understand that part?
Yeah.
And so if there's other teams operating like that, why wouldn't you say, listen, they're operating like, you want to play the game? I think I got to wait for you to play the game. Coach Phil is about to put this thing together for y'all right now. You find out the kids in Waterbury that's doing both, as you claim. Tito knows some people over in AYF like Craig and them. Maybe, just maybe, all high school kids get removed and y'all replay the game.
I'm pretty sure Waterbury don't got no high school kids though.
They
got 13-year-olds. If they do, they got 13. I guarantee they're 13-year-olds on dual roster.
Who told me he do not got any kids playing high school football and youth, but that's not. Maybe he's saying that they do. So my thing is, find out, say it, and then play the game over now. Because what you think they're gonna do? Walk Dorchester all the way to Florida?
Yeah. I mean, if this team's eliminated and they're disqualified, and this team's eliminated and disqualified, they're not going to send a team that's eliminated and disqualified. They're going to go send Dorchester to regionals by themselves. They're going to send them off to nationals by themselves.
Listen.
And so I understand what y'all are trying to do. I appreciate that.
I asked Duke straight up, and Duke said, Phil, I don't got nobody, bro. And Duke usually would just be straight up and tell me. It was a private convo. I'm putting it out there. Sorry, Duke.
Well,
you didn't even tell me
Duke for 20, 25 years.
I asked the man. I said, yo, can you got any kids playing high school? I mean, you do know that Duke's son is like the youngest kid at 13U, right?
The quarterback is 12.
You're not talking about him.
You talking to me? I don't even know who Duke is.
Oh, he's the Waterbury head coach.
Oh, I don't know these. I don't know who Duke
no,
is.
I figured
My bad. I don't know Duke. I don't know Duke's son. My bad.
All right. So the head coach in Waterbury, I actually had a conversation with this morning, right? And when I spoke to him, I said, yo, do you have any kids playing high school? Not because you said it. I was just asking because it's out there that you can't have both. And AYF seem to have had some fluidity because if I could say you didn't cheat and you're not going down there, then something was fluid, right? And so I said, he said, I don't have no kids playing high school football at all. Not freshmen, not JV, not varsity, none. All of them show up to practice every day. They've been with me since I was 8 years old. And, I was hurt when we lost only to see these kids leave, he told me. He said, but I don't have any kids playing high school. So I'm saying to you, if you know that's the case, why wouldn't you use that as a method to get your boys back on the field? Possibly.
Because they're not going to get back on the field. And I'm not out here trying to fulfill people's needs for sensationalism and all that kind of stuff, man. Like, they're not going to put us back on the field. They're not going to put us back on the field.
I don't know you might know the politics at AYF better but I don't. I would have tried to get my kids back on. Yo, they cheated too, bro. So let us both play without the illegal kill.
This is just another case in point, and I'm gonna come out and say It's the Wild Wild West over there, bro. Like, you could just do what you want. You got leagues playing under different rules. They're all not on the same page. Some of them is let high school players play. Some ain't. Like, this is what we've known for the last 2 years. We
should all just play national rules then. Why don't we all just play national rules?
We know that last year there was 3 teams.
I'll tell you why.
We know that last year there was 3 teams accused of this same shit. I mean, not accused, that we know there was 3 teams last year in the regional that had the same thing going on. Somehow that was swept under the rug, but Worcester had to pay the piper this year. This is a bigger problem over there. This is a bigger problem.
And thank you. That's the point that I'm trying to make is, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's trying to make it seem like, oh, we should have known this and we should have known that. This is a practice that's been going on.
So I was told from people in your league, the reason that you guys do allow this is and you could correct me, your league is mainly comprised of small towns who really don't have like super vibrant programs like in a city that would have freshman, JV, and varsity. So the 13U kids kind of fill their JV, and still, even then, sometimes there's only 16 to 18 kids on that JV team. So it's allowed to keep those kids playing there who don't play many JV games. Like you said, it's 4, but they can still play their 8-game youth season. So it's more comprised for Central Mass to do it to really help the Central Mass communities, but it still seemed to operate outside of AYF. So if the rule get taken out, it's going to either affect the youth game greatly or the middle school or the high school freshman JV game greatly, and they were trying to do both. That's what I was told. I'm just giving you, because you asked, why don't we just play by national rules? I was told that that's the reason, is they're trying to accommodate communities as well as.
Wasn't Central Mass D3 though, or they're D2? I'm confused. I thought they went D2.
Part of Central Mass is D3 and part of Central Mass is D2. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like, everything is kind of screwed up.
Hey, brother, thank you for coming on. I think you kind of clarified it much more than yesterday, because I don't know what the answer is or how to get it right. Again, I kind of somewhat agree with you, without having the ability to bring the powers to be on and say what happened. It's always going to be those that's going to have the innuendos of they knew. And look, I told you, I have in my phone from a Central Mass president said, Phil, we were in the room and we knew the rule. That's a president inside your room wrote me and said they knew the rule. They was in the room. I was in the room. We're D3, but they were in the room and they knew the rule because I knew the rule.
So what I would ask you to
I also see Phil Hood email saying, I discussed it with everybody, but I left Central Mass out. So I don't really know what the hell to believe. I'm being honest, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got somebody saying they saw the rule and they knew the rule and it was discussed in the room. And then I got somebody going, nope, we never told them. Who the hell knows, dog? You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be left up to whatever people feel. Wow. And you ain't going to be able to resolve that, bro.
That's why everybody should join. That's why everybody should join Tri-State Pop Warner.
I know how it is when you're winning, bro. People want to take you out. They do. People want to take you out. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be careful about that. When you're winning, people want to take you out, and they'll try to use rules and they'll try to use all of this stuff to just try to get you out of there. You know what I'm saying? That's a New England way. And that brings me to my bigger point, is that every year after Nationals, we all come back after nobody won a natty in New England, and we start to have this conversation. Why can't we do what Florida do? We need to do what they do. We need this monstrous team. No, you don't, New England, because you ain't ready. New England isn't ready, Tito. You want to know why New England not ready? Because if Tito brings his top 8 players to me, and I put them on my team, and Tito is from Mass, and I'm from Connecticut, and we do it, and we blow everybody out, somebody is going to make a phone call and say they're cheating. The difference with other areas around the nation is they don't give a damn. It's one rule that they play by, and I spoke to them about this. make sure the kids are not older than my kids, and we'll bang out.
And Phil, that's exactly how I feel.
Right. Well, I agree with you on that. Like me, I agree with you. But in no league are we gonna get away with the JV and the youth player. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be able to take you and I out every time if we do that. What I'm saying is, let's say you hadn't done that part. Let's say Tito's not doing that part. They're still gonna try to take me and Tito out.
Of course.
It happened to Tito team a couple years ago. Let's just be real. He had nobody playing dual participation high school and youth. Right? It gets brought to the powers to be from those that can't beat you. Because dudes don't know how to get slapped in their mouth today and go home. Everybody out there, wait, I'm not talking about the Worcester Vikings situation. I'm speaking of New England perception in general at the game of youth football. We're not ready to do what they do in Florida. Stop saying it. We're not ready to do what they do in Florida. We're not ready to do what they're doing in Ohio and places like that. Our mindset at youth football is a small town community mindset, and that's okay. We all got to play by that rule. But let's stop acting like we want to do what they do in Florida. No, you don't. Tito, a couple years ago, it was that team that won both national title games. Then they went to AYF, and then they changed their name. What were they? Hey, Larry Myers, if you know who they was. I was down there, and Larry Myers was down there.
They won both nights. The OG, no.
Avalon.
Avalon. Oh, Avalon. Yeah, Avalon.
Right?
Yeah.
Now,
Timber Creek, Orlando. Yeah, Orlando.
When I spoke with Oviedo, you know what they told me? All of our top kids went over to Avalon and played.
Well, because it's right there, Oviedo. That part of Orlando's where my mother lives. Oviedo's right there, like this right there.
Right. All of our top kids broke out of here, and the coaches took our kids and played over in Avalon. Tito, if that happens here, you'll be in a tribunal every week because somebody's calling, somebody's complaining, somebody's
they getting you up out of here. They getting you up out of here.
And they want to get you up out of here. And then it's some type of gate because your kids decided to go with them. That's what happens. We are not like Florida guys. We're never going to use the all-star teams and play nationally. It's not going to happen. It's a pipe dream. Oh, why can't we just come together like they do? Because y'all going to call the powers to be and try to take us out when we do.
Well, no.
Sorry, fellas, my bad, but I gotta get up out of here.
Hey, you good, bro? Thanks for coming on.
We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, no doubt. I had to come out here and clear some stuff up, man, because I don't like what's being thrown on my team and my kids and all that kind of stuff as if we like knowingly went about and did something wrong. So I just want to clear that up, that we were just following what the league said the parameters were, and we didn't try to come out here and do anything. Like, real talk, if I'd have known that this was going to be such a big deal, like my man said yesterday, we would have just not had the kids do that at all. It would have been, it would have been no thing. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not like that gave them some kind of unfair advantage or whatever it is. So it wasn't even like, we would have just not even did it like that. So we were told that it was all right. It was all right in the past. All of a sudden now it's not. Okay, cool. And then I guess that's it.
All right, brother, take it easy. Hey, but Tito, like I was saying, we got to stop acting like we want to be like everybody else. It's okay to be like how we are in New England. It's okay to be exactly who we are.
The truth of the matter is, here in New England is too, and we know that it's the crabs in the bucket mentality. Soon as somebody gets a little ahead, instead of people stepping their game up and trying to figure out how to compete, they go to the powers that be. I mean, you just went through it. Going through it.
Cornballs, waiver gate. I don't need a waiver gate to beat a team that I put 44 points up on in the regular.
It's always the same. It's always the same.
And they're corny. They're cornballs.
Right. It's always the same cast of characters. It's always the same cast of characters.
They don't know how to get their ass organizations. And so what do? They start complaining. They start doing this. They start doing that. Out of everybody in the nation, let me tell you something. Phil is not going to try to cheat because I know y'all want to see me hung from the source. Everybody's looking for the top person to fall. And I don't mean top as in I'm the top person in youth football. I mean, we do this podcast and people would love. And look, when Hartford lose, Tito, what the first thing they do? They come on under here, and you and I are the don't let me and you lose. We look, when I lost to Mount Hope during the regular season, oh my God. I actually had to get off of Facebook. I said, I didn't think it was that big.
Never once have I ever lost to somebody in 25 years and try to get them jammed up. Even when I know I've been wrong at times, when you come to find out things, because you know it's Connecticut. These cats talk. Cats out here be dry snitching too, just like we've seen.
And so you done put it out there. Let me say something. So then now the new allegation against the Hartford Hurricanes, because I put it out there, is that now my 13U team was playing for my 13U in high school. Like, you guys are cornballs coming at. Listen, every year, Tito, and you know this to be true, there's always emails and stuff that go out about the Hartford Hurricanes to National Pop Warner. First, it starts in the early in the season with, they're practicing before everybody. False, right? That's how it starts, emails. And you can ask our league president. It starts with people sending emails out about the Hartford Hurricanes. Then it festers to now a waiver gate, and your 13U kids was holding off on their footage of high school. But now that they're losing, now that you guys lost, they're releasing the footage. And because of that, Tito, the Hartford Hurricanes should be kicked out, and their 8U team should be replaced. By who? It ain't a 10U team in New England that could compete with us. So why would I not want? Why would y'all want to go? What you gonna go down there, run, dive, and toss all day, and get beat by 1,000 points? That's what you want to go for? You want to run dive? You want to run toss to 2 kids all day in a football game? You didn't think you really thought you were going to beat me? You really look. I can understand why they thought they were going to beat my 8U team, but I got the best player in New England at 8U, and he was just better than everybody on that day. And so now us two should be removed because our 13U kids, Tito, they're claiming play high school. Every day you showed up to practice, Tito, was Zay there?
Yeah, of course.
Was X there?
Of course.
Shamir was our team mom. Every day you showed up to practice, our running backs was there. But now people want to claim, you guys out there in Waterbury, have y'all ever saw Zay at a high school game during the season? Let's just be real. Let's put it out there. Have y'all seen these kids? Have y'all seen Kodo play a New Britain high school game? See, I was going to wait to talk about this, but now they done got me hot. So are we going to, you done said it, let's get it out. Let's talk about it. Springfield Tigers 10U is really good, Justin. Ain't no knock on them. I was talking about Pop Warner, brother, not AYF. I ain't going to talk about a team I didn't play. No, he don't play high school from a Waterbury guy. These guys are corny. And you can see Jamar said never. But it's the cornball stuff that they doing anything to try to take somebody out. Right? Like that's the corny part about it. Like if I get beat, if you put 40 points up on me, I do not want to go to national. You know I'm gonna go spend $40,000 for what? I'll go spend $15,000. Me and my crew go chill somewhere and I eat wings and watch a game. I'm not bringing 40 kids down south to get their heads bashed in when you beat me fair and square. The question I have would be simple, Tito. Did you use older kids against me? If your answer is no, then I'm playing.
Yeah, but that wouldn't happen. Now, this is where
in Florida, it don't happen.
But this is where the difference with the Pop Warner structure and the AYF structure. The Pop Warner the parameters of Pop Warner are clear cut. There's no gray areas. We still have a book checking process. You still go through all the steps that people hate every game. Where I'm not saying it can't happen because we know there's some creative motherfuckers out there. Yeah. I'm not saying it can't happen.
It's the crab in the bucket. Ain't nobody getting away with playing high school.
Very hard, and there ain't no 2 leagues playing by 2 different rules. Ain't one league playing by this set of rules and this league playing by this set of rules. That's why everybody on the fence should be coming to Tri-State Pop Warner, Central Connecticut Tri-State Pop Warner by way of Central Connecticut Pop Warner. You know, a league ran by us and for us, and have a good time.
Bro, listen, I just don't understand. So let me ask you this: Shoreline, are they AYF?
They're independent AYF. That's a whole different, another set of rules. Nutmeg probably has a whole different curriculum. CTYFL probably has a whole different.
AYF.
They're AYF, but I'm sure they got a whole different thing too. Now, look, they were supposed to be D3, but then again, like they was playing last night, they're 9U. They won, I guess, because there was no D3 at 9U. Wound up in D2, but I'm sure they have their own operating procedures as well.
Webb said, in Illinois, they can mess up their high school eligibility if they play both. I asked that question last night, Tim. Like, can you mess up your high school eligibility if you play youth football on varsity? I think you can. If there's varsity, it messes your high school eligibility up. I don't think freshman matters, but varsity, I think it does matter. You know what I'm saying? On varsity, it does matter. I think it does matter. Yeah, bro, you got me hot under my collar. You brought it out. I've been waiting.
Victor Jones. What separate rules Pop Warner play under?
Yeah, go ahead, cornball. Say it. You one of the cornballs I'm talking about. Coming out, twisting your fingers when Meek Mill out. Like you all tough. Then you get 40 on your head. Now, you want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Put your comments out. Go ahead. Do what you do. Now, I was going to hold off on talking about it, but y'all want to bring it out. Let's bring it out. You came out all doing this. Just because you come out the tough music don't make you tough, okay? All that tough music, I sat there and watched you, knowing damn well you about to get 40. I should have put 60 on you. Next year, I'm going to tell you right now, when we pull up at 11U at Joe Field, we're going to put 50 up. I'm going to tell your president to make sure. I'm going to tell our league president to make sure I'll get suspended one game. When
Y'all let him off the chain. Y'all let him off the chain, cuz.
Let's talk about it. What was it? 40 last year, 35 last year, 40 this year. Now, stop talking so tough when you know you're not really like that. Y'all team wasn't like that, bro. It don't matter. Y'all team wasn't like that. Yeah. You forgot we put up 44 points at the big house? I should have did 50 that day.
We over.
It's your boy Gangsta Press, Mr. Above 140. We out. Tired of dealing with
It's your boy Coach Korea, the General. Peace.
We got a fun-filled show tonight.
Get hot. I met a boy today.
It's your boy Coach Korea, the General. A60 Army.
She loving my style every time I'm rubbing.
You ain't need more money, Tito. You could have just invited 6 or 8 you down to Nationals.
I'm around.
When certain people don't get their way or they feel slighted, they feel like they have a right to call us and voice their opinion. You don't.
We locked
Clear. I've never removed a staff to allow a staff to move up.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Now everybody's a personal trainer. We know who the originals are, but now if you look, you can find them in every town.